everybody. Happy New Year. Didn't Christmas time go quickly? One day it was the beginning of the school holidays, then it was Christmas Day, and now the term has started again and Christmas is in the past. I want to tell you about something that happened to me a few weeks ago. I needed to go to Rochester. You know Rochester, where the castle is? And I decided that I wouldn't go in the car for different reasons. I would go on the train. So I worked out my journey. I knew I had to get the train to Dartford and then change to another train that would take me to Rochester. That was fine. So I got the train to Dartford and I got off the train at Dartford, and then there was a sign up on the platform, no trains to Rochester. What am I going to do? I need to get to Rochester. There must be some way of getting there. There was a man on the platform who was explaining to people what we had to do. And he said, no, there are no trains, he said, but you can get a bus. Where do I get the bus to? I said. He said, well, you can get a bus, a quick bus. It's called an express bus to Gravesend. And then from Gravesend, you can get another bus that will take you to Rochester. And that's exactly what I did. I found it said it was a quick bus. It wasn't a very quick bus to Gravesend, but it did get there. And I changed at Gravesend and I got another bus that took me to Rochester. And so at last I reached the place where I needed to be. See, I'd planned my journey, but actually it didn't work out quite the way I'd expected, but I did get there in the end. So that was the good news. We are all on different kinds of journeys. My journey was an actual journey. I started in Welling and last I ended up in Rochester. But we've all just started a new journey. Now, what do you think I might be thinking about? I mean, am I thinking about your journey to school this morning, or maybe your journey to Blue Water or something like that? Well, yes, I could be, but no, I'm actually thinking about the fact we've all started the journey of a new year. How do you feel at the beginning of a new year? Do you feel excited? Do you feel worried? Do you wonder what's going to happen? There are some things that we can be pretty sure will happen this year. Now, I'm going to say some of them. And as I say something, if it's something you are pleased, that you're quite pleased when it happens, just do a thumbs up. If it's something you're not quite so sure about, perhaps you could do with thumbs down. And some of you will agree on what you do and some of you will think differently. Okay, so the first thing is that during this year, everybody will have a birthday. Perhaps you've already had yours. My daughter had hers at the very, very, very beginning of January on the 3rd. What do you think about that? Probably there will be a day during this year when you won't feel very well. Perhaps you will just not be well enough even to go to school. What do you feel about that? Probably most of us, if we're lucky, will have some holidays. We'll certainly have school holidays, half terms and times when we're not at school, but we may be able to go actually away on a holiday to a different place or even a different country. What do you think about that? You may have days when you have really big arguments with your friends and fall out. Probably. What do you think about that? Before this time next year, everybody will have changed to a different class. If you're year 3 now, you'll be year 4. If you're year 2, you'll be year 3, and so on. And if you're year 6, of course, you won't even be in this school. You'll be in a new school. How do you feel about that? Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? You will have eaten during this year loads and loads of meals. Well, I suppose that could be either. It's good to have food, isn't it? We are so fortunate that we have food. It may not always be things you like, but you decide whether it's up or down. You will probably have watched lots of things on the television, played lots of computer games, if that's your thing. Good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you know, you may have a really bad cold and cough at some point, or maybe an upset stomach. What do you think about that? There will be surprises. Now, it depends, doesn't it? If they're lovely things, then it'll be. If they're not so good, it will be. And you don't know at the moment, we don't know. I expect most of us this year will have a to go and see the dentist. Actually, I don't mind going to the dentist, so it's all right for me, but some people really dislike going to the dentist. So a new year, a new journey, lots of things we know are going to happen and some things that we don't, and sometimes we can feel quite worried about the things that might happen that we don't know about. What do we do about this? How do we cope with it? The Christian Bible knows that we find changes and things can be really difficult, and there are some things in the Christian Bible that can really help us. And there's a lovely story near the beginning of the Christian Bible about something that God suggested to the Jewish people they should do. They had been moving from one place to another, a really difficult actual journey, not like mine to Rochester, but a really difficult one. And it had been frightening and difficult things had happened. But then God had done an amazing thing. We would call it a miracle. The river that they had to cross had actually moved, the one was separated so there was a dry bit to walk across, and they'd been able to walk across from one bit to another without being in danger. And when they got to the other side, God said to the leaders of the Jewish people, I want you to tell the people to do this. I want you to get the leaders to pick up 12 big stones, and I want you to pile them by the edge of the river. And the reason for this is I want you to think with those stones of the fact that I helped you get across the river safely. Every time people see those stones in the future, say, what are those stones for? Somebody will be able to tell them, do you know what? We were in a difficult situation and God helped us. Now, that's exactly what they do. And it says in the Christian Bible, the stones are still there. I don't suppose they probably are there now. But I like that idea of doing things to help us remember the way things have worked out and been good in the past. Now, I would like you to just stop and think for a minute of last year, your last year, of something that was particularly good, maybe a holiday, maybe a special time in your family, and how it was. And I want you then to think about something that wasn't so good, because we've all had things that are not so good. But you got through the difficult things and you have got good things to remember. And so as we look at the new year, we can do those same things, exactly that. We can remember that actually, although we don't know what's going to happen, there will be good things, there have been good things last year, and there will be good things this next year. We thought about a lot of them. But there probably will be some hard things. And yet we know from last year, we just remembered them. We haven't piled up stones, but we know that we got through them. And there's another thing. The Christian Bible says something else that is really helpful when we're thinking about hard things. The Christian Bible says that the Christian God has promised that he will go through things with us. Now, what does that look like? What does that mean? I think it means we say we can't see God, but we can say to him, God, please help me with this next difficult thing that I've got to go through. And do you know what? My experience is that God will, but we do need to ask him. I'm going to end our assembly by thanking God for last year and the good things, thanking God that he was with us in the hard things, and then asking him to go with us into this new year and to help us enjoy it and to go through the hard things with us. So God, thank you for last year. Thank you for the things that were good. We've all got different things we can remember. Thank you that you helped us cope with the hard things that happened last year. Perhaps for some of us, those things are still going on. And now as we begin a new year, and we know a lot of the things that are going to happen, but we know there will be a lot of things we don't know about that are still surprises. God, thank you that you have promised that you will go through these things with us if we ask you. Please be with us today, and please be with us through this year. If you agree with my prayer, please say Amen. And I'm going to say it now. Amen. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Goodbye.